Hello and welcome to the third day of Burned Out Who Me. This day we're going to be talking about priorities. I'm delighted that you are here. My name is Diane Lynch, and I recently started my business, Sacred Earth Science, Healing Ourselves and the Planet. I believe that folks like yourselves who work in the environmental field are really the ones that are going to be looked to by the public to help us get through this climate crisis. The good news is that most everybody that we know understands there's something going on with the climate. We are in climate change, but many of those same people feel that we can't do anything about it. But you and I know that that's not true. I don't think it's an accident that you're working in the environmental field. You have a divine purpose for being here. Your work is sacred. But I believe we can't solve problems at the same level of thinking that they were created by. Science provides us tool and technology, but spirituality provides us vision and values. And we need to merge them, I believe, in order to deal with all the challenges that we have before us. My business is dedicated to helping environmental professionals and leaders access their own wisdom and integrate it with what they know in science, as well as Eastern, Western, and Indigenous cultures and traditions. I've been in the trenches with you for the last 25 years. I've worked in the public, private, and nonprofit sector on environmental projects, and I know how stressful it is. I know how hard it is with too much work to do, not enough staff, and not enough money to get the job done. In order for me to be able to get through those jobs that I had was to be able to access other people's wisdom. And so I turned to people that were experts in the field of personal development, wellness, and spirituality. And so that's the information that I'm bringing to you in these workshops. So let's start with introductions, your name, organization, country, or state, and what your goals are for today. Again, the purpose of today's workshop is to introduce you to key concepts, to help you set priorities, and then to provide you with some quick hacks that you can use at a moment's notice to be able to get you through whatever it is that you're facing. So this is the signal that I'm going to be going through some key concepts. The first one is one that we've discussed in the previous two workshops, and it's really probably one of the most important ones. And it's notice what you are noticing. So you need to pay attention to your thoughts and feelings, because indeed what you're thinking and what you're feeling about what you're thinking has created the life that you are living right now. Henry Ford once said, if you think you can, or you think you can't, you're right. When we're in overwhelm, our mind tries to deal with everything at the same time, but we know that doesn't work, it fails. But when we focus on one thing at a time, we relax and we feel like we can move forward. There are three very important questions that I think it's important to ask when you're trying to set priorities for the work that you have done. Number one is, does this need to be done? So how does this feel? Is this something that I feel needs to be done? Is this something that's right for me to do? If it's right for you, it's right for everyone. The second one is, does this need to be done by me? This is really important for you to be real honest with yourself. Does it need to be by you, or do you just think you're the best person for the job? Are you a perfectionist and you wouldn't want anybody else to do the work because you think it's that important? Or is it something you can delegate to someone else? And the third question is, does this need to be done by me alone? Meaning, is there someone that can help me? Is it possible for us to get the work done together? Lao Tzu, an ancient Chinese philosopher and writer in the Tao Te Ching, said, if you correct your mind, the rest of your life will fall into place. And it sounds really simple, but it's really true, and it's really hard to do. We have to get ourselves so that we are doing the right thinking. So how do we do that? Well, through inspiration is one of the ways. Inspiration means in spirit. And when you align your body with your highest self, your divine purpose, everything falls into place. Patanjali was an Indian sage who lived in around the 4th or 5th century CE. And he was quoted as saying that when you are inspired from some greater purpose by some extraordinary project, your thoughts of limitation break their bonds. It expands in every direction and you find yourself in some great and wonderful world. Stay on task, even with fears, and do it anyways. Follow your heart. It is the call of your soul. As I said in the previous workshops, everything is energy. Everything vibrates, including us, our bodies, our emotions, our feelings. And why does this matter? Well, it matters because there is a law of attraction that states that which is like unto itself is drawn, which means like when you're listening to the radio, you can't get to 91.1 by dialing in at 103.1. It's not going to get you there. Same thing with vibrations. If you want to be operating at a high level and you want things to be coming your way, you want to be successful, you have to be drawing that to you. So you need to be matching your vibrations. Our subconscious mind kind of is a trickster and it plays with us. It will make things up. It will see things differently than they really are. And again, don't believe everything you think. But what is important for you to know is that our subconscious mind can be working there against us. So whether you want something or you don't want something, your conscious mind, subconscious mind doesn't hear don't want, it just hears that it's something that you want. So for instance, one of my examples is that when I am working on something and I decide to have a beverage with it and I put it on the table with me, I have done this countless times when I have thought that I don't want to spill this. I don't want to spill it on my papers. I want to spill it on the floor. And guess what? It spills and I get it all over the floor. And that's because I've set that up, even though I know better. It's something we all do. When we say we don't want something, it happens, unfortunately. So what is it that you want? So what we need to do is visualize that you already have it. So athletes who are competing in competitions will see the entire match in their heads. So let's say it's someone that is a runner, and they can see the entire course. They can see where the goalposts are. They can see where the lanes are. They can feel the turf under their feet. They actually are playing that all out in their mind. And if they are tested, their brain is tested and their muscles are tested, it will show that the muscles are actually firing like the athlete is running the race. And that is what is going on in our minds. So we can set that all up. Your feelings are key to doing a visualization in the way that you want it to result in success. So intention, attention, and no tension. So what is intention? Well, nothing happens in this world without intention. Plants grow. There's a seed that had an intention. We look in our houses and all the things that we have here that we've bought, someone else had an intention to create it. It's a determination to act in a certain way. And intentions are actually set from our souls, not from our ego. Deepak Chopra, who is a well-known inspirational speaker and writer, says that everything that happens in the universe starts with an intention. Attention. Attention has 4 aspects to it. Thoughts. Again, you need to imagine what it is that you want to intend. Have those thoughts be clear. Have those thoughts be positive. When you talk about it, when you write about it, know that those words have power. What is it that you want? Focus on what you want, not what you don't want. If you're talking to someone about it, talk about what you want, not what you don't want, because again, we have neural pathways in our brains that will take you down that negative rabbit hole and you'll not get the result that you want. And then feelings, align your feelings with your emotions, with what you want. So pay attention to them. And then the actions that you take should be aligned actions. It all fits together with what your intention is. And then the last thing, no tension. So intention, attention, no tension. Let go and be in grace. If you're too attached to the outcome, you are providing an obstacle for the flow. So what you can do is say, okay, I've done my best. I would like this to happen or something better. You can have a plan B, that's okay. But try to be joyful, like, oh, I've finished, I've let it go into the universe. It'll play out. Do it with humor, be in joy, and be in ease. So it'll be easier to let it go. So practices. I have this picture here of this little elephant with its mom. And this is to indicate that these practices should be done with baby steps. So some of them might not fit for you. Take what fits and let the rest go. Recognize that sometimes some of these are going to seem foreign to you. And if you decide that you want to go ahead with them, it's going to take some work on your part to get it to be somewhat of a routine. And you can do it. It's just being intentional again. What is it that you're intending? So the first one is a yes, no practice. And this is one that doesn't take much time once you know how you're feeling. So the goal is to set this up so that you have a good mind and body connection. This was designed by a doctor of personal development, Sue Morter. And she talks a lot about the central channel, which is actually a channel, an energy channel that goes from above your head through your core, right through your center and down several inches below your feet. And it's important when you're doing your breathing to think of this. So what you start out is breathing from your belly and you're pulling your breath from above your head, bring it down to your belly, and then bring the breath up from underneath your feet to your belly. And you do this several times. And I will do this, and then I'll show you what we need to do next. Then what you do is you focus on the word yes, and you keep breathing. Yes, 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 yes. You feel what that word feels like to you. So you might be feeling that you're actually moving forward on the yes, that you're feeling it in your shoulders, you're feeling relaxed, you're feeling it in your chest, you're feeling relaxed, you're feeling it in your core. Just whatever the feeling is, be aware of it and stay in that place for just a couple minutes so that you're real clear as best you can be on what yes feels like in your body. And then we reverse it, do the same thing. You can take several deep breaths, visualizing a channel going from above your head down to your belly, from your belly down to a few inches underneath your feet, and back up. And then do the same thing with no. No, 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 no. Feel how no feels to you. Do you feel like you're being pushed back and your body might be tensing up? How are your shoulders feeling? How is your heart space feeling? How about your solar plexus, your stomach, whatever? How is that all feeling? And how does it contrast with what a yes felt like in your body? And again, do this for a few minutes. And then when you're done, take a couple deep breaths again from your belly. And then use this feeling to help you decide what route to go when you are asked to do something, or when you have priorities in front of you and you have to choose. In order to practice this, you can do this. I actually recommend do this every day. And then you can also do it easily. You know, if you're waiting at a traffic light, do it. And remember, again, kind of hone in more and more on what does your body feel like if it's a yes versus what does your body feel like if it's a no. The next practice is to visualize your day. So think about your day. Say you're going to be going into a meeting. What is that meeting going to be like? So visualize where the meeting is being held. Visualize who will be in that meeting. Visualize the agenda on a flip chart. Whatever, how the chairs are arranged. Visualize your appearance in that meeting, your role in that meeting. It's really important to be clear as you can be about that meeting and the things that you want to have happen that are positive. So you might be feeling a bit fearful about going to that meeting because you know some of the people that are going to be there, some of the discussion, et cetera, but set it up on how you would like that meeting to go, how you would like your role to be. What is it that you'd like to get done? So it's very important, again, to be real clear on what it is that you want. Pay attention to the thoughts and the words that you have involved in this visualization. And again, look for something, this or something better, which would be no tension. So let go of the outcome and let it flow. So line it up as best you can, visualizing your day, do the things that you need to do to be setting it up. So intention, attention, no tension, and then let go of it. This is a fun practice that you can do really at any time in the day or at the beginning of the day. It's just really easy and something you can show your kids when they've got to head off for school and they don't want to go to school or they don't want to do whatever. It's 5 fingers, and this was created by Mary Morrissey. So thumbs up for the day, point in the direction you want to go, flip fear in the face, march forward, and celebrate the small things. So it's the 5 fingers. The next thing is to sharpen your intuition. So intuition is real, and there's extraordinary power with intuition. And when we're children, we actually rely on it a lot. But as we grew, our parents, unless they were very conscious, didn't support us using our intuition. So we let it go by the wayside. We used it less and less because we wanted to be accepted in our culture. So we haven't lost it. We just need to remind ourselves that we have it. And there are some exercises that you can do to remind you of that. The first one I would like to recommend is just honoring your first impressions. So let's say you're meeting someone for the first time, honor that impression. Don't try to talk yourself out of it, maybe because you have some information or whatever. Just honor that first impression. If there is a decision that needs to be made, honor that first impression. Again, as long as you have intention, attention, no tension, honor that first impression. Uh, Write it down. So the more that you're able to convince yourself that you've got that intuition, the more you're going to be able to use it. And so it's be a diary of insights. That would be validation. Tune into your feelings about situations, events, and choices. And again, have that diary, write them down. Have the intention to choose what feels right. So if you want to be pretty clear, you can decide if it feels right, it's a hell yes. And otherwise, it's a hell no or a no. And try to abide by that rather than second guessing yourself. Another way that you can use your intuition, get to use your intuition more, is by using a journal when you're stuck or confused. And start just journaling, start writing, and ask yourself a question, and then start writing on that question as an answer. What's coming up from you? What's coming up from your inner wisdom? What's coming up from your intuition? And then if you're interested in doing it, you can actually do automatic writing, which is really fun to do. You just take a pen and your paper, you look off in the distance, do not look at your hand, just make sure you're situated on the paper and start writing. And don't let that pen point off the paper. Just keep writing and writing and writing until you're done. And then go back and look at it. And I think you will be surprised at what you've learned, what answers you have. And then practice number 5 is a creative process. So think about all the different projects that are calling you. And first of all, ask yourself those 3 questions. Does it need to be done? Does it need to be done by me? And does it need to be done by me alone? Or can I have help? So be really clear. Again, it's really important because of that law of attraction. Dr. Joe Vitale, who is a personal development guru, said, this is really fun. It's like having the universe as your catalog. You do not have to ask over and over again that you have received. So you ask what it is that, what is my priority? Give me some sign. And number 2 is believe. Lisa Nichols, who is also a personal development specialist, huge amount of energy, says, believe that it's already yours. Have an unwavering belief that you have received it. And the third thing is receive. Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith, who is the director of the Agape Institute in California, said, this is a feeling universe. When you are feeling good, you are on the frequency of receiving, and you will receive what you have asked for. Don't get caught in the how, the when, or the where. Just feel it, and then it manifests. So do you have any questions? Thank you so much for attending today. I wanted to mention to you that I do have a workshop coming up. It's on October 5th from 5:30 to 9:30 Central Daylight Time, and it's a deeper dive into the concepts that we talked about today and the last couple of days. There is a reduced cost for attendees to this Burned Out Who Me workshop, and a bonus gift if you register by August 31st. You will be getting a link in emails. Also, you can go to my website, which is www.sacredearthscience.com, and register there. So again, thank you so much. I hope this has been helpful to you. I will send you the recording for this one, as I will of the other 2. And also, I will give you the different exercises that I've gone through in the 3 workshops, so that you can have a guide to do them, and picking the ones that you think will fit the best for you. So once again, thank you so much.